everyone is doing well. So, what my goal is tonight is just simply breaking into Snezhnaya and hopefully we can have a great time. Alright, let's have some fun. Yeah, hope we have, hopefully we break a few, records. Yeah. Because this region is the region that I've been looking forward to the most. So as you guys know, I am Canadian. So I live in the snow. That is the that is the meme, but for all intents and purposes, we live in a colder climate. And yeah, it's very like it's a fascinating experience to be in at the moment. We we've been waiting for this region ever since the game came out. Now, I do want to apologize. My camera it is a little rough. I don't have my regular camera here, so yeah, it is unavailable. So I have to use the backup, because I wanted to get a stream in. That's pretty much it. So first one is just see. If we can get this character in a few pulls. I don't know why let me just try. Sorry about this, folks. Just give me 1 second. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's.
all geared up.
Cleanup sequence in progress. Based on data from incidents. Please avoid dropping small items such as screws, minerals, toys, snack.
Let's begin. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Like I said, I do gotta talk a little bit lower, lower than normal. So
The day's finally come! We're off to meet the Tsaritsa of Snezhnaya! What is she planning? And why does she need the nosedies? Soon, we'll have our answers! Guess this'll be the end of your journey that your sister mentioned. What is she expecting you to find there? Snezhnaya still feels like a long way away. Hopefully, there'll be plenty of time to but whenever Paimon gets thinking about... Yeah. Anyway, enough about all that. Just think. With all that experience under our belts, how could we be any more prepared? Sure thing! Now, stick close to Paimon, the best guide you could ever ask for, and let's charge straight for the finish line! Off we go!
What about me? Do I get a call out?
Whoa! Columbina? You kinda snuck up on us there. Don't look at Paimon! Paimon didn't sell you out this time! Oh, so it was you! Alright, guess there's no hiding it now.
All your friends have gathered at the flagship to see you off. I invited Sandrone too, but she said she had to go back to Snezhnaya. She must be busy. She had some nasty things to say about you before leaving.
She hasn't changed a bit. Alright, let's hear it!
If they're heading to Snezhnaya, I'll bet it's to cause trouble for Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Attending a farewell party for people like that would not be a good look for me right now. Also, please tell them not to count on getting help from a Fatui Harbinger in Snezhnaya. Our time working together was... not terrible, precisely. But we're on different sides. So when you get there, don't do anything to make life difficult for both of us.
Well, that definitely sounds on brand for her. The attitude, the reasoning. Alright, we'll do our best to keep our distance then.
No, you've misunderstood. I think she means that she'd like you to go see her. long as you don't make things difficult.
Huh. You really have to...
Go on. Get to the flagship. Everyone should be there by now. I told Lama that you once treated me to a truly unforgettable meal. Today, I want to return the favor. It's my gift to you.
It's definitely nice to be treated, but hopefully...
The moon of Nodcry will always give you a warm welcome.
Like I said, sorry about the camera. It isn't my regular camera. My regular camera is not available right now due to some technical difficulties. So yeah. But hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys enjoy your time here. I am not the most entertaining guy. I'm pretty mellow, pretty um, very, very simple. Yeah. So if you guys have any questions, just reach out. Hopefully you guys enjoy your time. Yeah. Very much.
Wow! Pure white as far as the eye can see! It's so pretty! Come on, give up! Look! They look similar to the ones in Nodcry. You know, just minus the effects of Kawaki. That's a sure sign that we're officially in Snezhnaya now. There's gotta be a treasure chest around here somewhere. No adventure is complete without a chest or two. Wah! Paimon got a mouthful of snow! Ooh, it's so cold! Paimon's gonna snuggle up to you for a bit to get warm!
So, yeah, we're in
Hey,
the
check it out! Those are bears, right?
You got some bears.
Aww, look how big and fluffy they are! So cute! Quick, take a picture before the moment passes. Right here. If we get any closer, we might scare them away. Snezhnaya has loads of railways and trains. This must be one of them. But why is it abandoned? Ooh, it's still so cold. Ooh, I don't know. It's hard to describe. Everything feels heavy. Oh, no need. Paimon's just feeling a little low. Yep, sure.
Oh, she's good.
Whew. Seems like this snowstorm is getting worse by the minute. Paimon can barely fly. Oh, look! There's a cabin over there. Phew. Let's get out of this storm.
What is this place? Where's Paimon? I need to find her fast. Paimon! Paimon! That's strange. Where could she be? I guess I'll try further ahead. Hang in there, Paimon. Is that a train carriage? Maybe I can get up from the inside. A reward on the road. It says here, Kresnik's torch, civilian model. It's definitely getting a little warmer now it's turned on. I really hope Paimon's okay. A reward on the road. What was that strange sound? I can't tell if... Paimon? Paimon, is that you?
Incoming entity detected. Author. Hello, Descender, who's reached the eve of tomorrow. Time since last activation. Time. I was born to fulfill. To this end, I must. Huh? Why is my body like this? Apologies. After a long. Anyway. I was created so that humanity could reach tomorrow. Nevertheless, serving human in accordance with my preset programming, will you accept me, Transcender? I will assist you, protect you, and fulfill my... You have made a very wise decision. Now, I detected that you called out a name early. The name was Paimon. After helping you get out of here, merely the tip. Now that we have reached an accord, you very well. I will remember this name. I need to recover my body. Retrieve the power to... I can sense my power scattered across this ice-covered land. The key right now is you. You must... You may now execute the command, Demolish. Use it to remove the Prime Ice blocking the... Prime Ice unit count has been updated. You may now execute the command, Build. Use it to create a Prime Ice construct to prop up the door.
I'll keep this close.
Scanning local environment. That would not be an efficient approach. One moment. Usable construct blueprint detected nearby. You can use this to clear the solid ice ahead of you more quickly. Construct blueprint added to records. You may now execute the command, Build Heat Source. Generate a temporary heat source to rapidly melt the solid ice.
Reward on the road.
My scan indicates the path is straight ahead. I recommend we proceed. Kresnik Crystal located. Please, the recent constructs you built provide... Unfortunately, Prime Ice constructs have a very short lifespan and cannot be stabilized during the development period. Hence, the authorization to use Kresnik Crystal was granted. That said, I have already forgotten what warmth feels like. Yes, perhaps then we can warm ourselves by the fireside together.
Sorry about that.
But for now, all you need to remember is this. If you collect Kresnik Crystal, I can extract the energy within and use it to maintain low power. Please always use Kresnik Crystal to replenish energy reserves. Signs of physiological activity detected in the distance. It is highly likely to be your travel companion, Paimon. Go. Go now. Be reunited and sing together. May all the people be united as one. May all of life rejoice in unison. Approaching the target location. Scanning for signs of life. Life forms detected. 2. Affirmative. However, real-time environmental data suggests that the train station may...
Paimon!
Holy shit.
Who are you?
Don't worry. She's only sleeping. You must be the Traveler. She called your name repeatedly while attempting to battle her way through the blizzard. Newcomers to Snezhnaya struggle to adapt to the sheer cold at the best of times. Lately, even the locals are suffering, with a powerful monster having summoned a bitter snowstorm. You two must be very important to one another. You should take more care not to get separated.
Your eyes. Are you Conrian?
There are indeed some Conrians left in this world who survived the cataclysm. But I doubt that is news to you. It would be unwise to interrogate my identity here. Focus your attention on your travel companion instead. We will meet again very soon.
The unidentified subject has now left the area. He appears to be an individual of great significance, but my search has yielded no relevant data. I will try searching the database again. Against the odds, your companion is safe and sound.
Traveler! Oh, thank goodness you're okay. Paimon was so worried. She looked everywhere for you.
It's okay. Take it easy. Are you feeling alright?
Pretty much the same as when we first got to Snezhnaya. Paimon must have got a cold. She was feeling so faint. She just couldn't keep going any longer. So she had to lie down and sleep it off. Wait, where did the jester go? Yep, the director of the Fatui. The Jester Piero.
The Jester must know everything about the Tsaritsa's plans. But there's no way he'd tell me just like that. We might well have ended up clashing. Well, he was right about one thing.
He had no intention of explaining his motives, and he left in something of a hurry.
Hey! What the? Who is that? It looks like half a pair of goggles. How amazing! A self-aware...
Snezhnaya was once the land of the Fae. There are many ancient creations here that I'm sure would broaden your mind further still. Mind you, my database is also expanding as we speak. You must be a rare creature yourself.
Oh, wow! Well, thank you so much. can't eat that, can you?
Goodwill detected. Instead of candy, perhaps I can suggest my preferred strategy. Please clean me regularly to keep me operating at peak efficiency.
Oh, that makes sense. Every pair of goggles needs wiping clean once in a while. Sure thing, mister. Anyway, back to the jester for a second. Paimon's still confused about something. When he first showed up, he already knew Paimon's name. And he acted like he expected Paimon to know who he was, too. Paimon could tell that he was Conrian from his eyes. And he definitely seemed like someone pretty important. But beyond that, Paimon didn't know anything about him. It was only later, after he rescued Paimon from the snow, that he properly introduced himself. That's the only reason Paimon knows he was the jester. Oh, seems unlikely. He ran into the snow, and after bringing Paimon here, he just stared out at the snow. He didn't do anything to Paimon at all. In fact, he barely said anything. Wouldn't even answer any of Paimon's questions either. Paimon didn't feel unsafe around him, and he didn't seem to have any ulterior motives. For all we know, he might have just ignored Paimon's questions so she'd give up and go to sleep.
Please allow me to interrupt. Fatui and director are unfamiliar terms.
Wait, you've seriously never heard of the Fatui? Oh, they're like the Tsaritsa's inner circle. Really powerful people. And the director is their boss.
Understood. Since they hold elite positions and serve their god directly, it stands to reason that they would conduct themselves with due decorum. I am inclined to agree with your assessment, Miss Paimon. I did not detect any ill will from the gentleman in question.
Sorry, I shouldn't have encouraged you to talk. Paimon, new plan. Let's get out of Snezhnaya for now. The jester mentioned that this snowstorm, being the work of a monster, is worse than most. Even if we made it to Snezhnagrad, we'd still have to wait out the storm before we could do any exploring.
Oh, well, it's really nice of you to look. We were really psyched up for this journey when we first set off. Just think of all the burning questions we have. If we turn back now, who knows how long it'll take before we finally get answers.
Further information is required regarding the monster situation. But at this point, we have traveled a significant distance into the blizzard. Were we to turn back now, the road would be extremely treacherous, especially since we would need to travel on foot. If, however, we continue onward, there may be a better solution. Do you remember what I said as we neared this location? I told you that this is a train station. While it has evidently fallen into disuse for unknown reasons, the tracks remain intact. We can break through the blizzard and forge ahead by driving a train. That is the Snezhnayan way. There is a small town up ahead, which would be the perfect place for Miss Paimon to rest and recover.
Paimon thinks Goggles here makes a great point. Oh, come on. Don't worry. Think of all the
Affirmative. Should you ever need my assistance during your future adventures, please call for the Eye of Grey whenever you wish. Otherwise, I will remain silent to avoid causing any unnecessary distraction. Now, please follow me to the
I'll keep this close.
confirm when you are ready to depart. Heading north from here, we will soon arrive at... Wait, there's an error message. Could not... Brace for impact, friends! Preparing to enter impromptu flight. How strange. Not only was...
Yeah.
My sincere apologies for putting you in danger. I'm afraid I'm as confused by all... Agreed. Fortunately, our crash landing has at least brought us...
Your data had better be...
I can assure you, it certainly is. Please look this way, and you will see a Kresnik's torch. It seems our ill-fated train ride was a blessing in disguise. Rest assured that I will take user preferences into account next time I plan a route. Next time, I will get it right.
It's just so cool. Just so. But holy cow, it's a little big.
Excuse me, is there an inn nearby?
I'm sorry, but they've all closed.
Sorry to interrupt. We're looking for a place to stay.
I can't even afford to warm my own house, let alone run a business.
Excuse us. Is there anywhere we can stay around these parts?
I'm afraid not. You'll have to try your luck somewhere else.
All we can do is wait for the next shipment of Kresnik Crystal to get...
Hi there. Do you know if there are any inns?
Doubt it. They're probably all closed. No one has enough Kresnik Crystal to heat their own homes, let alone a business.
What a bummer.
I clocked you a while back. You adventurers or something? We don't get many tourists in inland Snezhnaya these days.
Why is that? Because of the snowstorm?
In part. But the bigger reason's Project Stuzha. Since it's Her Majesty's will, we have to put up with it whether we like it or not. Oh, sorry. I assumed it was common knowledge by now. Basically, that's even if they used all the surplus Kresnik Crystal in Snezhnaya, it still wouldn't be enough to meet demand. So, the Vetcha passed a resolution requiring all factories and households to reduce their energy consumption. The policy has thus been charmingly named Project Snezhnaya, meaning bitter cold.
Bitter cold? So, like, it's gonna be a cold winter, folks?
Pretty much. When you're broke, you scrimp and save. When it's cold, you huddle together for warmth. There's always a way to stretch things out to make ends meet. Trouble is, if you stretch someone out like an elastic band for too long, who knows if they can ever bounce back. You know what? Come with me and see for yourself.
Can you please explain to me why the price of Kresnik Crystal has gone up by 1/3 again? Even as our purchase quota has gone down. You only come here twice a month. This won't even last us a week.
The supply and pricing of Kresnik Crystal are based on current production volumes and price data. We Fatui are only responsible for delivery and security. I'm not in a position to explain to you how the figures are calculated, but I assure you, they are as fair and reasonable as possible.
Oh, so our lives mean nothing to you? How can you expect anyone to survive a single night in this weather without heating?
Since you insist on making me repeat myself every single visit, I will remind you again. There is no monopoly on the trade of Kresnik Crystal. You are free to purchase the shortfall from elsewhere on the market.
What market? Nobody else is selling! And when they do, they charge 8 times the normal rate! It's robbery is what it is!
Which is why the Snezhnaya Vetche passed a resolution to support border communities, without which you wouldn't even be able to buy crystal from us to begin with. So if you're here just to argue, move aside and let the next person in line come forward. Everyone's feeling the cold here.
You...
All right, everyone, let's calm down for a second. A few words, if I may. We're all subjects of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa, and I'm sure every one of us is dedicated to her great cause. We all know how cold it is. And the more it snows, the harder life gets. Everyone's struggling already.
But Liaison Shishkin, there's clearly something wrong with this quota. I have a family in Marepasak who tell me they can buy at least double our crystal allotment.
Oh, believe you me, I had the same reaction when I first saw the numbers. Couldn't believe what I was reading. I even wrote a letter to confirm the true figures, but... Still, you must understand that calculating these energy quotas is a complicated balancing act. They have to factor in population, town size, industrial application. Our top priority must be to keep the largest Kresnik's torch burning continuously. Only then can we sell the remaining crystal for household use, and in doing so, we must make sure that everyone is treated fairly. As our Fatui comrades said, they are only responsible for delivering the goods. They need to keep accurate records, and they do not have any authority to modify the rates or quotas.
That's right. Our duty is to do things by the book.
And apologies about the drop for
Tell you what,
for a little bit
listen.
there.
I know how anxious and upset everyone is. As a matter of fact, I was just discussing it with the mayor. What we can do is open the lower combustion chamber of the Kresnik's torch to the public. You can come to me directly to register, and I will allocate time slots accordingly. I can't guarantee there'll be ample energy for household use. We can at least make sure you'll be able to boil water and cook food each day. Let's hang in there and make this work together, all right?
Fine. I don't see any alternative.
So, this is Project Snezhnaya in action, huh? Oh, no wonder nothing's open.
You were looking for an inn, right? For your, Fae...
Oh, Paimon's not a fae. Just Paimon. She must have caught a cold or something.
I have a small place in Stratomaros. I don't stay there very often, though, so it's pretty basic. But if you're not picky, you're welcome to rest there for now. It's not much, but I've got blankets and a warm fire.
Are Are you sure? Oh.
All right then. Hello, I'm Alosha. I'm a hunter. Though, if you've talked to any highwaymen, you might have heard a different side to my...
Oh, so cozy and warm. Paimon's getting nice and toasty. Oh, wait. Paimon only introduced herself so far, didn't she? This is Paimon's best friend, the Traveler.
Good to meet you. I'm Alosha. Most travelers find the Snezhnayan climate to be a shock to the system at first. But as long as you keep yourself warm, you should be fine. Still, you should keep an eye on your condition. When people are too quick to dismiss a cold, it can easily end up turning into something more serious.
Don't say that. Paimon's too young for
They aren't in town right now, and they won't be back anytime soon. The train station has been closed ever since these power shortages began. I do a lot of hunting, so I spend most of my time exposed to the elements. But even the animals wouldn't survive long in a storm like this, let alone a hunter. Nothing to do but sit tight in town until the weather improves. I get that you're in a hurry, but even if the station were... What? Your own train? Wait, hold on.
Oh, we got lucky and found it in...
Pretty crazy for a random find in the mountains. Well, as long as you're... I've been doing some digging recently. Turns out, the real reason for the current energy crisis in Stratomaros is that some of the supply is being seized for a private stockpile. But to expose what's going on, I need to catch them in the act. So, I'm heading off to catch a rabbit.
Huh? Wait, a rabbit stole the crystal?
It's a figure of speech. Real rabbits couldn't pull this off. They'd prefer carrots to Kresnik Crystal anyway. Shishkin, Mr. Positive Attitude, let's all get along now, shall we?
Him? Really?
Huh? You're coming with?
Huh. Oh, all right.
Oh yeah, there's one more introduction to do. Tagarin, get in here.
Oh, a doggy. Oh, angry doggy.
He likes to think he's above that kind of thing. He's my hunting partner, so he'll be joining us when we head out. Carrots aside, we'll need to stay completely undetected. We can't risk spooking our... First, we need to find a way into the train station and see if we can find any real freight data. Then, we get Tagarin to catch it. What are you eating?
Oh, check it out. Good doggy.
A fellow dog lover, huh?
Yep. And rabbit.
Good to know. Eat up, Tagarin. We got a lot of work to do. all geared up. Wait. Nice work, Tagarin. Come on, we'll go around. This way. We'll enter from the upper floor. There we go. A freight list. Straight from the Fatui. So Shishkin won't have had the chance to doctor the figures. Looks as new as the day it was printed. I guess no one bothers reading these unless they have ulterior motives. Yeah, this is all we need. Come on, let's get out. Tagarin's a keen hunter, and catching Anywhere there's a stove, there'll be the scent of Crystal. That's normal. But if he picks up the scent of Crystal somewhere and there's no stove around, that's how we know something's up. This must be the rabbit's warren. Sure enough, there's a tunnel. You stay here and keep watch.
Thanks for looking out for us.
No need to thank me. It's my pleasure. Sure is, let's grit our teeth until the blizzard passes.
Maybe for everyone else, Liaison Shishkin. But for you, the hard times have only just begun.
Huh? Who are you? What's the matter?
I just had a question for you. Why, when times are as tough as this, would someone hoard more Kresnik Crystal than they could ever use? All the crates here are from the most recent shipment, but they weren't brought here for sale. Instead, they were secretly stashed away. Would you be able to shed any light on the situation, Mr. Shishkin?
Me? Why, I have no idea. But look at how much there is. It's quite a godsend. Now there will be plenty to go around.
This godsend was found in a cellar adjacent to your residence following a tip from Mr. Alosha. And this is only a fraction of what we found down there. We're still taking a full inventory. The official figures will be finalized shortly. I've always been grateful for your efforts to mediate between us and the townspeople of Sretomaros. But now, Mr. Shishkin, it appears you were the source of the conflict all along.
How could you do this to us?
We trusted you to have our backs. You've been lying to us this whole time?
Hey, I owe you all an apology. I'm sorry. I'm so very sorry. This isn't who I am. Please believe me, this was a one-time mistake that I will never... We all know how difficult life has been since Project Stuja. I grew up in Alatir, a small village with no train station. Deliveries of Kresnik Crystal have ceased there entirely. If nothing is done, they're all... You know as well as I do how downright impossible it is to buy Crystal these days. The thought of my poor mother... I watched as energy grew scarcer by the week, all the while Looks like I'm just not cut out to be a criminal. I'm so sorry. I have the official Snezhnayan quotas here. Anyone who has already purchased energy, please make your way over here. I'll make a batch purchase of Crystal worth 3 months' salary for you all to use free of charge. As for Alatir...
You don't have to go that...
Yeah, owning up to your mistake is enough for me. You've done plenty of good for the community in the past.
Drop the act. You claim this was a one-time mistake, but the real reason there's only one...
Reporting in, sir. We've conducted a full search of the mayor's house. As expected, we found many crates full of Crystal, half of which were still in their original shipping container.
This wasn't your first time at all. You've been colluding with the mayor of The train station's currently out of service, but it does open for a short window every time there's an energy delivery. And every time a train pulls in, you're there on site to take inventory. The mayor handpicks said workers. Per his instructions, they transport the Crystal by tunnel at night to the mayor's house, and he sells it out of... But since he can't get the goods out of town by train, he had to arrange an alternative method of transportation. This meant slower sales, which gave me plenty of opportunity to...
Wait, then...
Preposterous. What proof do you have of any of this?
Basic math. I've spent a lot of time lately counting carriages as the snowstorm...
Counting carriages?
The energy consumed by a train depends on its total weight. And since energy is a limited resource right now, it's fair to assume that every carriage is packed. So, if we take the energy required for the Kresnik's torch, add the sales figures you provided, then compare that figure to the train's theoretical cargo capacity, the numbers never match. It's always off by 1 or 2 carriages worth. This time, you set a new record. 3 carriages missing.
You mean to tell me that you sat around outside, counting carriages.
I'm a hunter. I have two options.
Well, I've heard enough. The evidence speaks for itself. Take Shishkin and the mayor into custody and escort them back to Snezhnaya.
You cocky little brat, ruining my business. Just you wait.
Yeah, something felt off, so I just followed my gut. Math isn't my strong suit, though. I'm lucky my dad made me learn enough to get by, but all this number crunching was a million times.
Thank you for your assistance. You're a brave. Shishkin was quite the cunning criminal, as I'm sure you can tell. He did all of this right.
A wolf in sheep's clothing. He had everyone fooled.
Even with that sob story he fed us. He was probably trying to keep the mayor out of it, not just mask his own motives. Without the compelling case he put together, even I might have fallen for it. Alosha, was it?
We can go find some wild animals if you want. I'll fire.
I didn't mean to cast suspicion on your identity. It's just, they hide in plain sight under false ID. They aren't a violent organization, and their goal is...
First I've heard of this. I don't really keep up with what goes on in the city. All I know is, people who don't mind their own business in the city end up paranoid about everything. As for me, I just couldn't stand Shishkin. I'm from Alatir myself, and I can tell you, nobody's lived there in years. Why would an abandoned village need Crystal? Of course, no one really cares about the fate of that place. I'm guessing today is the first you've heard of it.
I see. It does sound quite tragic. Really. Well, thanks again for your assistance, and your friend here too. I will report this incident to Snezhnaya. The Fatui will take over energy distribution until new officials are appointed. We'll also ensure that the train station... Looks like it's my turn to brush up.
Don't mention it. Isn't the soldier overseeing the Excuse me. I'll take a share of... I need to take a detour before we head back. There's someone I have to deliver this crystal to. Hang tight for a moment. This old lady...
Oh, grandson. It's so cold today. You must be freezing.
Ma'am, it's me, Alosha.
Alosha? Alosha who?
You know me. I came by earlier today. Clean the ashes.
I'm sorry. Now, how often do I get to...
It's okay. You just rest. I'm fine.
Oh, you. It's nice to come and visit your old granny once in a while, isn't it? Sratoma, sit down. Come on, take a seat.
Please, don't get up on my account. You need to...
Right under the basket, by the door. Well, grandson dear.
Very much.
Good.
You don't need to save any more for me next time, all right? Fresh fruit is hard to come by.
Oh, I don't need it.
Some kind soul must have given these to her. But she always saves the nicer things for I met her at the market back before her health began declining. She was a lovely old lady. Not many people have heard of Alatir. And if they have, it's usually for all the wrong reasons. Now that it's an abandoned village, it's rare to find anyone who shares fond memories of our hometown. So after we got talking and realized we were from the same place, we decided to keep in touch by letter. I first learned of Stratomoros's energy supply problems from a passing comment in one of her letters. Then, after her health went downhill, I started visiting more often to check in on her. The town's been in decline for a while now, but because of her memory problems, she thinks of it as the bustling, prosperous Ratomoros still in its heyday. That said, I kind of appreciate her optimism. There's not much of it going around in this world of... It's fine. In Snezhnaya, some people believe that in your final moments, you'll sense you turn to look at them, but their face is blurry. So you focus hard, trying to make out who it is. And when you finally see their face, the Grim Reaper reaches out and takes your life. She still calls me grandson, though. So at least I'm not a blurry face in her world just yet. Come on, let's get back and see how Paimon's doing.
Paimon, we're back.
Yep. Paimon's not cold anymore. But she's still a little... but Paimon's sure she'll be fine. It's probably just from getting hit on the head by that pile of snow when we first arrived in Snezhnaya.
Her complexion's looking much better. Let's keep an eye on her.
Sure. But enough about that. How did everything go on your end?
I'll explain.
Jeez. You guys got pretty busy. Sounds like the liaison officer and the mayor were running quite an operation. Good riddance to both of them. It's a good thing you managed to catch them. So, you said the train station will open again soon, right?
Yeah. Well, enough to survive at least. Don't know. The goal of Project Stuzha is to gather energy. The thing is, we were told that the project would only last for 6 months. But
extending it? Does that mean the Tsaritsa's plan isn't going very smoothly?
That's what everyone suspects. In principle, any proposed extension needs to pass by majority vote in the Snezhnaya Veche. But even though opposition has been growing, any detractors end up caving in to political pressure from the rooster, Pulcinella. He's the chair of the Snezhnaya Veche and a key figure in the voting process. He has the backing of many powerful and influential people.
How come the Fatui are picking on ordinary people even here in Snezhnaya?
I don't see it like that. Fundamentally, the Fatui will always think and act in the Tsaritsa's interests. But that doesn't mean they don't care about the plight of the common folk. The only reason Sratomoro still receives crystal shipments is because of a relief proposal put forward by the rooster himself. Then there's the Fatui soldiers providing support in every corner of the nation. Even the Northland Bank provided some mora for disaster relief, and they're as conservative and indifferent as they come. It's just that the rich and powerful in their fancy palaces live in a completely different world from us. Yeah, well, even though we all believe in Her Majesty the Tsaritsa, there are still many differences of opinion on how best to tackle the big issues of the day. Regular folk don't have an easy way of getting their voices heard in Snezhnaya, while the rich and powerful are either unwilling or afraid to speak out for all sorts of complicated reasons. The Rokad provides the disaffected with false identities and an outlet to vent their frustrations. Of course, an organization like that exists in a gray area. The moment the Veche think but so far, they've been doing their best to help the common folk. Like us, don't you mean? You didn't hesitate to join in. You're not new to this, I can tell.
That's because we're adventurers. It's our job to help people out with commissions and get to the bottom of things.
Sounds like we're going to get along. So, what's your business in Snezhnaya?
I want to meet the Tsaritsa. It's complicated. I've had run-ins with many of the Harbingers along her ultimate goal. What the no-sees mean in all of this?
Wait, so... no way.
Sounds like you've heard of us then. We're getting more famous by the day.
I didn't realize I was in the company of giants. Honestly, we're all as curious as you are about what the Tsaritsa's planning. But getting in the same room as her won't be easy. The common folk aren't permitted to meet her at the best of times. And right now, she's probably not even in Snezhnagrad. Word is, she's heading east on a campaign to slay a monster. Yeah, so you've heard of it. A wild, unpredictable monster with the power to summon snowstorms. It also absorbs everything around it into its body, so it's growing constantly. Now, it's so big that the Tsaritsa has deemed it the #1 threat. Luckily, as it grew, it became increasingly less mobile, so it doesn't pose an immediate threat to this town or to Snezhnagrad. I'm sure the Tsaritsa and her personal guard, the Druzhna, won't have any trouble defeating the creature between them. It's just a question of how long it'll take. Suffice to say, you won't be seeing her anytime soon. You'll have to wait until she gets back. Fair. Well, the Fatui will be taking over management of the train station for the time being. Once it's open, we can see about getting your train towed to the station.
Whoa! That's gotta take a...
The Fatui aren't exactly spotless in this whole mess. Plus, we helped them out. Should be easy enough to negotiate. As far as I know, all the paperwork is dealt with upon manufacture. I've never seen anyone check it. Having a train makes everything much easier. We'll reach Snezhnagrad in no time. I need to head there myself anyway. Got some game to trade for Mora. I know a good doctor in the city. I'll introduce you when we get there.
Oh, thanks so much. Let's get a good night's sleep ahead of our big trip tomorrow.
Drive carefully, all right? You don't want to end up in this situation again. Also, I don't think I've seen a train like this before. Is it a new model or something? Not a fan of small talk, are you? All the track switching is automated. So, as long as the train's moving, you don't need to worry about collisions or... We'll leave you to examine the train's conditions yourselves. Fingers crossed nothing's broken. I doubt Sir Tomoros has any engineers with experience working on this model.
Shouldn't be a problem. Thanks.
All right then. Have a safe journey. And make sure to check everything's working before you set off.
Our destination settings have been applied. Let's give this thing a final once-over and then head...
Affirmative. Running vehicle diagnostics.
What's this?
Engine, green. Wheels, green. Frame, minor damage, but no impact on function. Diagnostics complete. All systems nominal.
Neat! Huh. Paimon still can't get over the fact that you just found this tech lying around in a random cave.
I've lived in Snezhnaya my whole life, and I've never heard of an interactive, talking train autopilot.
Strictly speaking, I wasn't designed purely to drive trains, though I doubt you have any interest in navigating the practically unreadable operator's manual yourself. All configurations are complete. Should you require any further assistance, please call for the Eye of Grey.
Away we go! Nope. Paimon's gonna find a warmer seat. Huh? What's going on?
Oh no.
Sorry about that, folks. Didn't even realize my audio was not working. So, hopefully you guys can hear me now. And yeah, we'll continue on. So,
Paimon's still airborne.
Just our luck. Of all the things that could have gone wrong.
Halosha, you're Snezhnayan, right?
It's called the Shadow Realm. A place where no wind blows, no light shines, and no elemental energy flows. Even time itself doesn't exist here. It's a world where everything seems to come to a standstill. I've only seen it a few times before, and this is my first time inside. It's a dangerous place. Most people who get sucked into the Shadow Realm are never seen again. And the few who do make it back, they're never quite the same.
Huh? Then, what the heck do we do now?
So I have no idea. Well, so pretty much what happened was, so I went to the washroom, but there was a small cutscene indicating that we got sucked into the Shadow Realm, and realized that after the fact. So sorry. Sorry for that. Alright.
Oh, maybe Goggles knows something.
Break out the goggles.
Goggles? Great!
Hold it together. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I heard a story once about the world of shadows. Come on.
Look at these Fatsui! It's like they've lost their minds!
Their shadows have been devoured. They're no longer amongst the living. I can't channel elemental energy here, but I have a few gadgets that still work.
Fascinating.
Wait! What's that blue thing?
Guess we'd better find a way.
Let's hammer this out! So close!
Thank you so close. Yes, yep.
Goggles!
Hello. I am glad.
For now, at least. But things.
Correct. We are now inside what is known as the Shadow Realm, the darkest space in the shell, where even the most high time and space hold no. We must leave this place before it sinks back.
Sounds like you have a.
Yes. In fact, the very purpose of my creation was likely to. It appears that key data is currently inaccessible. But now is not the time to. I have marked the exit to the Shadow Realm for your convenience. In addition, I have prepared some equipment to aid you as you. It may well be one of my core functions. Activation code? We once peered into the past from the ruins of the shadows. This is what remains of the Golden City, Hyperborea.
Whoa!
Now go. Arm your.
Is this a gun?
In the Shadow Realm, where humans cannot channel the elements, there once was one who, after let's go. When you encounter small obstacles, you can simply clamber over them. You can slide to navigate through low, narrow tunnels. Obstruction ahead. You may be able to use the explosive. Since elemental energy is unavailable in the Shadow Realm, ammunition is an important resource. For long-range targets, try using the scope to line up your shot. Many hostile units approaching. I suggest a new strategy.
Defenses have been breached!
Yeah.
More enemies detected. Try attacking with the newly unlocked Assault function.
Tactics. Light them up! Defenses have been breached!
Time to catch my breath.
Need a refill! Light them up!
Aim at the freeze mark and pull the trigger to move using the rope.
Reload! Mind the rhythm.
Some supply points can restore a small amount of stamina. Press on.
Taking cover, full back. Reload! Can't take much more.
Time to catch my breath.
You should be able to use the prime ice construct left here to cover long distances. I recommend using this if you detach the connected hook.
charge! State number 2. Back in business. Back in business.
Sprint at the prime ice launcher to reach high places with ease.
Light him up!
Usable munitions detected. Frag crystal. Take great care not to fall down. Should...
We'll never speak of that again.
Nice.
Demolition time! Fences have been breached! Taking cover!
Time to catch my breath. Change of tactics.
Light him up!
Shift your center of gravity and slide down.
Take great care not to fall down. The exit is right ahead. We are very close now. However...
It's like they're trying to keep us trapped here. That platform and the carriages are swarming with undead Fatui. Guess we gotta storm through.
Switching to assault mode makes your attacks more effective.
Reload!
Take great care not to...
Light him up!
Come on! We're almost there! Huh?
Looks like the Shadow Realm is about to sink back down.
The exit is...
You mean this...
No time to think. We just gotta go for it. I can't believe the Shadow Realm manifested right on the railroad tracks. Lucky we made it out. All thanks to you and that awesome gun.
Ah, so you have heard...
Yeah! He came up a whole bunch in Nacrai.
Make no mistake, it was a team effort. For a first-time firearm user, your performance was quite outstanding. Far beyond my expectations. As Alosha said, it is highly unusual for the Shadow Realm to manifest in a place like this. But we should still watch out for similar dangers ahead.
Oh, let's hope not. If anything else goes wrong with this trip, Paimon's gonna have train trauma for life.
The Shadow Realm can appear anywhere, not just on the... Now, if you wish to further calibrate and upgrade your firearm, you may do so over there. Please take a moment to catch your...
Oh, thanks, Goggles. Hear it.
Yes, of course. And just like the Eye of Grey, I am sure it will be a great asset to you in your future adventures. If not the trustiest, then it will at least get the job done.
Let's get some fresh air while the Eye of Grey fixes the train.
Yeah, sure. It's so quiet here for a Huh? So much for repair?
My plan was to restore the train to its original appearance per my records as quickly as possible. Now that the repairs are complete, the train offers optimized performance and a significant... According to my calculations, perimeterization is the most effective way for the Eye of Grey to understand trendiness.
Hyperborea, huh? I'm sure I've heard of that in a story.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Okay.
Might want to avoid looking down if you're afraid of heights.
No, it's not that. Paimon's just praying that we don't have yet another accident. That mountain is breathtaking. Reminds Paimon of Dragonspine.
They say this mountain's the domain of a Snegovic lord. A lot of the Snegovic retreated there to live in seclusion, so it's a pretty mysterious place. You hear all kinds of stories. Even the residents of the nearby town of Svietlo-Lidovka steer clear of the summit, and they make a living off of harvesting prime ice.
The fuel is not worth our ire.
Look, Snezhnagrad's just up ahead.
People. Odd. Be so frightened of ghosts. They are merely talking shadows, chattering away endlessly about their past affairs.
Here we are. Welcome to Snezhnagrad train station, the biggest transport hub in the nation.
Wow! It's so majestic! Just
It's built for maximum efficiency. But yes, in the future, you can use this train station to travel anywhere you want in Snezhnaya. For now, though, come with me. This way. There's a lift car that goes straight to Sapoliarny.
look! Look! They have really funny-looking heads! And those ones are about the same height as Paimon! But it looks like they can't fly!
Those would be Volkudlak and Domovoy. You'll also see the winged Vila and the snowborn Snegovic amongst others.
No wonder! We'd heard that Snezhnaya used to be the realm of the Fae. Paimon can really see it now!
Each time the snow falls.
To the left is the market of Zolny. They sell everything there. You can often find some nifty little trinkets. To the right, you'll see the Korolievsky Theater in the distance.
Look at that! Incredible! Wow! Snezhnagrad is stunning! Seeing it with our own eyes makes all the trouble we went through to get here worth it!
I found it pretty stunning when I first came here, too. But I soon found out that stunningly beautiful means stunningly expensive. The prices here are crazy. I'm just a small-time hunter, so Zolny is where I spend most of my time. This way will take us to Podvorier restaurant. They offer food and lodging there, so you can get settled in while I fetch the doctor.
Is that gonna be stunningly expensive too?
Yeah, I mean, there are places to stay in Zolny, but I highly doubt they'd meet your standards. Most of the stoves are out of crystal, the windows are drafty, and at night, four-legged roommates come out to play, sharpening their claws on the roof beams and floorboards.
Yep, no way. Not a chance Paimon's staying anywhere like that. Fine then. It's your treat. Don't worry. You'll get some.
I'm glad to see you've perked up. If you find yourselves in the mood for some sightseeing later, there's a few places around here worth seeing. This way leads to Zapoliarny Palace, which serves as the Tsaritsa's audience chamber and also her The adjacent block is kind of a city in its own right. That's Glupov, the headquarters of the Fatui. Inside, there's a munitions factory known as the Armory Palace, producing a constant supply of all kinds of equipment. And over there is the Snezhnaya Vecha, where all the big shots meet regularly to make policy decisions. These places are best admired from a distance.
Yeah, they probably have.
The downtown area is near the center of Zapoliarny. That's where you'll find the restaurants, bookstores, and gift shops. Another place of interest is the Northland Bank, which is over this way. Oh, and I'm sure you'll want to make contact with the Adventurers Guild at some point, right?
Ooh, speaking of adventuring, we use.
No one practices alchemy at Snezhnaya, I'm afraid. Apparently there's some...
Oh. We'll just have to use the one on the train then.
Yeah, I don't know. Not my area of expertise. Anyway... Finally, there's Zolny in that direction. It's mostly resident. That's about it. You guys go ahead and get checked in.
Sounds good. Thanks for all the recommendations.
Podvorier restaurant is right this...
Looks like you get what you pay for, huh? Paimon likes this room a lot. Yeah, much better now that we're out of the cold. Oh, thanks for taking such good care of Paimon. If this were anywhere else, we'd be out investigating and adventuring by now. You're right. No need to... A lot happened on our way into the city. Let's review what we've learned so obviously. A million more a question is, what is this Tsaritsa Sure was. And so far, we've learned that in addition to the 7 Gnosis, her plan... But we won't get to see her anytime soon. Aloysia said that she went east to fight that big... It must be a pretty powerful one if it can blanket the whole of... To be honest, what we're... Paimon can't think of a few people who... Right. And when we left Nagcry, Snezhnaya specifically left a message reminding us which side. So, it's unlikely they'd tell us anything confidential about the Tsaritsa's grand plan. Yeah, fair point. Besides, there's gotta be someone there willing to talk to us, right? Maybe Arlecchino, but it's unlikely we could sweet-talk Arlecchino, let alone Snezhnaya. Yeah, the last time was all the way back in Fontaine, right? Too bad we missed him at—
Hello. Is there a traveler in Paimon?
That's Alosha!
Hello, I'm Dr. Luneva. Alosha mentioned that one of you is feeling a little under the weather. I see. So you're my patient today, yes?
Good question. Paimon's not too sure either, but she's definitely not the same kind of Fae as—
Not exactly. It's just, I'm used to treating human patients. Fae tend to be far more resilient than even the healthiest and most long-lived. But don't worry, I do have some experience treating Fae. I've even diagnosed plenty of cats and dogs in my time. So
it'll be fine. Paimon's basic, right? We're no different when it comes down to it, are we? That's just—
Now, okay, vital signs are good. Test results are all within normal ranges. I don't think it's anything serious. I can give you some medicine to tide you over, but as long as you rest properly for the next couple of days, you should feel better. Make sure to keep an eye on your temperature, though. If you find yourself with a persistent low-grade fever, or if your symptoms don't improve—
Sounds like there's no cause for alarm.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're very welcome. Just doing my job. I'll leave you in peace now. Time to visit my next patients.
Take care. You heard the doctor. Best you rest up here for a couple days. No sightseeing for—
All right, then. Guess we—
I have to get back to it. If you need anything else from the doctor or me, go to the Hunter Trade Station in Zolny. The boss there knows how to reach me. Hey, no big deal. You saved my life in the Shadow.
All right, time to find Child and see what he can tell me.
Hold on. Please display your invitation letter or permit. Glupov does not accept meeting requests without a prior. Might I ask who you're hoping to visit? Another one who thinks the rules don't apply to them. But I have to go through the— Wait a moment. I'll Lord Child is a busy man. Even if you two are old friends as you claim, please understand that the Fatui Harbingers are often busy. Next time, stick to the rules. Greetings, Lady Marionette.
I'll take care of our guest here. It's his first time in Snezhnaya, so it's no surprise that he doesn't know the rules yet. I trust no choice words have been exchanged.
No, Lady Marionette. No Whew. That was a close call. Good thing I played it cool.
Is that right? Good to know. Under the weather? That's hard to... I take it she's still adapting to the climate. Happens to a lot of people. All right, then. Well, let me know if you run into any other... Why else? I was just about to sit down for some much-needed tea, and, as obnoxious as it may be to show up uninvited at Glupov, I couldn't help but take pity on the poor soul who was waiting outside in vain. So I had no choice but to abandon my freshly brewed piping hot tea, and... well, I felt our time working together in Nodcry warranted some courtesy. I couldn't exactly let you freeze to death out here in the wind. Unfortunately, I can't invite you inside either. The rules of Glupov wouldn't allow it, and as a harbinger, I have to... On the plus side, Snezhnograd actually has some class, unlike Nasha Town. Torchlight Books has a very nice selection. Your treat, of course. Because I already wasted one perfect... I've ordered for the both of us. No objections, I assume. I'm sure you trust my taste. Okay, let's get down to business. I'm guessing you don't actually have any urgent business with... Wanna take a guess? Of course you'd say that. You shouldn't underestimate Counselor Tartag. That's right. I'm sure you've heard of the Snezhnograd Vetcha by now. Well, he's busy preparing some paperwork for their next meeting. They'll be discussing yet another extension to Project Stuzha. It's basically all anyone cares about in the Vetcha these days. Yeah, he's more of the shoot first, ask questions later sort, isn't he? It all started with a very detailed letter that Capitano left for the Jester, Piero, before leaving for Natlan. In that letter, he detailed the future arrangements for his subordinates. All of his key people were reassigned to Tartaglia. I guess he'd already prepared to leave us for good all the way back then. But Piero didn't reveal the contents of the letter until the events in Natlan had concluded. That was his reaction, too. Why me? With a bewildered look on his face. He'd always assumed Capitano looked down on him. He was a man who kept his thoughts to himself and barely spoke to him the whole time they'd known each other. But he occasionally brought Tartaglia along to my tea parties back in the day. So to the rest of us, it was clear that Capitano had quite a lot of respect for his young comrade. By the rest of us, I mean my tea party regulars. Arlecchino, Rosaline, and... actually, not Columbina. She was probably oblivious to it. Anyway, then the Liu-S situation happened. Normally, it took a lot to get under Capitano's skin, but that time he was furious. It's not really my place to talk about it, though. You can ask Tartaglia about it sometime. Basically, Tartaglia probably had the wrong idea about Capitano all along, right up until Piero revealed the letter he'd left behind. Capitano believed that despite Tartaglia's immaturity, he showed great potential. Plus, he possessed a kind of... yeah, it's one of the few things that I'd agree those two have in common. But there's one other reason why Capitano chose Tartaglia to assume command of his troops. He knew that after he was gone, several of the others would swoop in on his army like vultures. with the ones who stood to benefit the most being the rooster Pulcinella and Regrator Pantalone. Once they divided Capitano's troops between them, they'd be more powerful than ever. No, so you can see why Capitano chose to hand that letter to Piero, right? Exactly. Piero also needed to back a harbinger as soon as possible. And all things considered, Tartaglia was the best choice. Even though Tartaglia has had the support of Northland Bank for a long time, he and Pantalone are ultimately not cut from the same cloth. I'd say Capitano made a good judgment call. Anyone else caught in this situation would probably feel like they'd been hung out to dry. His best course of action will be to distance himself from any shady business, while still... what's the point in having it? Besides, none of this is confidential anyway. Ask any journalist out there. They'll give you all the lurid details. You'll see it firsthand if you ever sit in on a session of the Snezhnograd Vecha. All the factional strife, whether open or unspoken, it plays out for all to see in that one little room. Having a voice in the Vecha is the only way to steer policies in your favor. So, every person in that room represents a particular interest group. Pantalone, for instance, represents the financial sector, and Tartaglia represents the Fatui soldiers. Personally, I have no interest in political jousting, but since I have a number of engineers and researchers under my command, I have to make their voices heard. Then there's Pulcinella, the linchpin of the Vecha. He represents politics itself. Everything involves him, so nothing can bypass him. Any issue that comes up, he knows how to mediate. That's what the Tsaritsa values most about him.
I'm starting to see why everyone is so frustrated with the way things are, but also powerless to change it. A complex web of interests connects all parties and—
All right, I'm done carrying this conversation. You must have known that you can get the info you needed from me. So why was Tartaglia the first person you asked to see and not me? I just don't understand, that's all. Wait. Oh, I think I know what it is. Columbina passed on my message to you before you left Notcry, right? I only meant you should be mindful of which side you're on. Is that actually why you didn't ask for me? You... fair enough. It's not your fault. I blame all these politicians I've been hanging around with lately. Always beating about the bush when they talk. I guess it must have rubbed off on me. Anyway, just ask for my help next time, okay? Little things like this are no problem.
Lady Marionette.
What now? Can't you see I'm on my break? Whatever it is, just leave it on my desk. I'll look at it later.
Sorry to disturb you during your break, ma'am, but I'm afraid it's an emergency.
Isn't it always? I've told you before. Fixing the tracks and transporting—
The equipment in Svietlo-Laitovka is in urgent need of maintenance. With how the weather's been recently, we suspect that the cause is a buildup of snow, exceeding the maximum weight limit. The supports on one of the machines broke and fell, awakening a dormant beast and leaving many of the ice miners trapped in a nearby ice cave. Luckily, Odette's team was nearby and launched a rescue operation, but we're still facing a severe manpower—
I guess that's it then. Our tea party will have to end here. Do you actually want to come with, or are you just saying that? Nice of you to return the favor. I'll have a couple of people look after Paimon. They can let her know that you had to step out for— And honestly, I'd rather have your help than anyone else's. Then let's go. You, take 2 people to Pavoye restaurant. Find his room and watch it like a hawk until we get back. If anything happens to Paimon, you'll be answering to me.
Yes, Lady Marionette.
I'll be right back. Just give me 1 second.
Paimon coming in! Paimon coming in! Is this level okay? Can you hear Paimon?
Alright, still getting used to this audio balancing kind of deal, so sorry about this, but it is repulsive. This is sick though.
They weren't exaggerating. This is really dangerous. It's a good thing only one of them broke. From what I've been told, most of the trapped miners are over in... Yeah, you do that while I check the rest of the equipment. Meet me back here as soon as...
I have to be getting close.
Don't go any further. It's too dangerous here. There's a highly aggressive monster on the prowl. Ah, I see. You're the backup from Snezhnaya. Well...
Ah, so this is Odette. She was the first member of the Fatui on the sea.
There are 5 people trapped in the cave. Let's go. Every sec...
Time to go save some lives.
Careful. Something's moving. This must be the monster's shadow. Looks like a tough opponent.
Stay back!
Hadada. I see them. They're right behind the monster. The monster seems very agitated. It could attack at any moment. Let's make the first move. Let's begin. Crystalline Adagio.
Lightning Flash!
Together. Pirouette. for saving us. We'd have been...
Thank you.
You're welcome. You should be safe now. Follow this...
Thank you.
I've searched the area. Pretty sure the monster made it. Yeah, but with us here, it won't. It may be small, but don't be fooled. It's lucky we got here. The trapped miners have been successfully evacuated.
Wait, this place. There's so...
What is that?
I don't know. It's back?
Guess it has family. This way. Run! Thanks. Let's get out of here.
Now I'm really interested. The Xiphanies Blade. Now I will use my mission to build the trap.
Everyone's accounted for. We managed to rescue them all. We also... You really held your own today. Don't... Alright then. Hello.
I hear the rescue operation was a great... What brings you here, Odette?
No, a Fatui mission. I happened to be nearby and heard the crash.
She hasn't introduced herself then. Odette is the prima ballerina. If you ever hear people mention the two crowning jewels of the Korolievsky troupe, they're talking about Odette and the prima donna, Vodianitsa. On top of that, Odette's also a rising Fatui star. It's looking likely she'll inherit the title of the Fair Lady. She learned all her combat skills from Rosaline herself. Used to be one of her most valued.
You flatter me, Lady Marionette.
If she's Rosaline's protege, that...
How's progress on your end?
Equally successful. I finished reinforcing all the equipment. Took me a little... Even if the heavy snowfall summoned by that monster lasts for another 3 months straight. All right, now that we're done here, it's time to get out of this blizzard. Sure, but Snezhnaya will send someone to investigate and draw up a relief plan. And I guess up first, Pantalone needs to approve the budget. Then Pulcinella has to sign off on the plan. Once they've... That's the rough process anyway. Could take anywhere from a couple of weeks to a couple of months. Depending on... Yup, nothing we can do about it. There's a whole stack...
The snow has eased a little for now, but there's no telling when that fuel for heating is in short supply. And it just feels like...
Hey, quit daydreaming. When When did you get a new sword?
I found it in a cave. It handles pretty nicely.
You have a strange affinity for secondhand swords.
Add Ash. Add Astra.
Just give me a second here. Just it's doing something here. Just give me one second. Sorry.
Apparently, Snezhnaya was first united by a great fae known as the Bielit.
Paimon, come to think of when we were out shopping earlier, out of all the common...
Huh. Well, if it isn't Counselor Tartaglia, Mr. Big Shot himself.
Mr. Big Shot himself.
Go easy on me, all right? I'm still recovering from the interrogation the real big shots put me through. Hey, comrade. It's been too long.
He said
I heard you came looking for me earlier. Nicest surprise I've had in a while.
He said
Good to see you too, Odette. I'm guessing you guys just got back from Sviatlo-Laidovka. How'd it go? Crisis averted?
It went fine.
How about you? Any new developments?
He said the thing.
Not really. Same as ever. Growing opposition to Project Stuja, and the usual rebuttals are starting to ring hollow. The results of the mock vote were pretty dire. Pulcinella was fuming. I've never seen the old man so angry.
That's not good news. It takes a lot to rattle him.
Yeah, obviously if push comes to shove, there are ways to crack down on dissent. But...
Sorry, I have to ask something. This is going to sound blunt, but...
Huh?
It sounds to me like everyone's tearing their hair out trying to figure out how to deal with opposition to... But what exactly is this project's purpose? And how can it be so important that even people like you two refuse to stand up for the...
Interesting. I gotta hand it to you, comrade. You sure don't mince your words.
Excuse him? What does he mean, refuse to stand up for...
Oh my gosh. How does he dare...
Are you interrogating us now?
It's okay, Sandrone. Let me explain. I think I understand where, if I could, I'd take your... In fact, my position's very similar to yours. I've only held back on casting a dissenting vote and... Still, I have a responsibility to the Fatui armed forces. So, I do what I can to make their voices heard. Most of them are just regular folks from... I'm sure you've seen how much those kinds of places are struggling right now. Oh, and for what it's worth, I'm from Arepasak myself. Things aren't going so swell there. The Tsaritsa wants to create a better, safer future for the people of Snezhnaya. But she's thinking long-term. I don't doubt that from where you're standing, Project Stuja seems to be created... But considering the Tsaritsa's vision for the future, these are sacrifices worth making. Sounds cold, I know. But I promise it's not as black... Maybe Sandrone and I can't oppose Project Stuja outright. But we're constantly raising our concern, and even though we can't put an end to it, there are plenty of other ways to make a difference. We're trying everything we can think of, and so is Pulcinella. I respect Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, and trust her decisions. But at the end of the day, I'm still just a normal guy who cares deeply about my homeland. And my family, who all live here. There's no way I would ever abandon them.
As contentious as things can get within the Vetcha, there's no selfishness or malice behind it. Everyone wants to get through this period as smoothly as possible. The issue is that there's no way of pleasing everyone under the present circumstances. But that is not the same thing as being blindly loyal to the Tsaritsa. No one's got their head in the sand here. We're all well aware of the way things are. We're just doing our best to make it work.
In fairness to Sandrone, she rushed to Sviatlo-Laidovka's and even Tartaglia, who used to only care about the thrill of the fight, is clearly doing his best.
Hey, come on. There's only so much we can say, so don't press us too hard. Look, I know how untenable the Tsaritsa's position looks if you don't understand her motives. Maybe you've heard already, but she's currently leading her army on a campaign to the east to defeat the monster that's been causing these brutal blizzards. Striking that monster down will be as laser-focused as she is on realizing her. To me, that says a lot. If she thought Snezhnaya and its people didn't matter in the grand scheme... Thanks. I meant every word I said, though. I wasn't just trying to placate you. I've already done more than enough diplomacy for one day.
I still think this adventurer raises a very important point. Our two harbingers have made their positions very clear. But there are many others in the Vetcha who must feel trapped and forced to vote against their conscience. I think it's a very valuable quality to be willing to speak one's mind, despite the risk of offending powerful figures.
You can say that again. I highly doubt we'd feel the need to explain ourselves so much if we didn't know you so well.
Forgive me, adventurer, but might I be so bold?
Oh, haven't you been proper...
Easier said than done. I like to think I'm not the kind...
I've only learned his name so far.
Uh-oh. Is there no avoiding the subject of roast?
No, it's just... this is the world-renowned traveler, who helped resolve the storm terror threat in Mondstadt, cleaned up after the mess I made in Liyue. There was a duel before the throne, in which the traveler...
I'm sorry. I didn't think you two would be seeing much of each other, so I figured it was...
It's fine. It was a... sorry. I just remembered that we have...
I've mentioned this to you before, remember? She was Rosaline's most... Not that Rosaline was really the type of person to make friends, but... Death has a way of resolving a lot of conflicts.
Don't let it weigh on you. Like she said, it was a long time ago. It's in the past now. Odette has a very different personality from Rosaline. Give her some time. I'm sure she'll... Oh, by the way, where's...
She hasn't been feeling well, so she's resting at Podvorier Restaurant. I got a couple of my people...
Oh, right. Sorry to hear that. Poor thing. Reminds me of when I felt so bad for her seeing her... I'm sure Paimon's a good kid, too. You're a little short on manpower, right? Let me have a couple of my people take over for yours. I'll send my most capable and reliable.
Well, that would be great. Your people are more qualified.
Hey, don't mention it. I'm sure you have things to do. So no more accusing me of not being on your side, all right?
Already? That was quick.
I'm afraid I can't help you there. Our directors, if you hadn't told me, I never would have known he'd gone south. I assumed he'd been in Glupov this whole time. Well, I guess I'd better go sort out Paimon's security situation. I have some...
Me too. I have an incident report to write up. Let's leave it there for now.
I guess everyone's in a difficult position. But Tartaglia, to start with, I should ask Alosha if he knows any way to help. How strange. This sword seems to be vibrating of its own. It's a very faint vibration. Does this sword have some... That place I got this sword from was definitely out of... It worked. There really is something special about... I don't really understand what... I'll have to try the same thing again when I come across another step.
Hello there. How can I help? Ah, sure thing.
It's a familiar story. I've had similar experiences. Although Snezhnaya does, it's a fundamental contradiction. If emergency relief can't be delivered in time, what's the point in even calling it emergency relief? Not necessarily. I think there's a good chance that Kresnik Kristall from Stratomoros was... When we resolve Stratomoros' energy issue, it's like we open a huge backlog of Kristall is now available to the townspeople. A lot of them will probably stockpile it and slowly work their way through. Probably a good idea, since energy prices are only gonna keep rising. Exactly. At the current prices, selling Kristall... Hey boss, how much do I have left in my...
1 second, let me check. So, you're...
Yeah. I don't know if I have enough, so I'll chip in a little extra and buy as much as I can afford. No, it's fine.
Here's your Mora. See what you can find at the...
Yeah, well, can't hurt to... Let's see. Huh?
Oh, Alosha, and... Hello.
I didn't realize you two knew each other. Yeah, I take on some odd... When the weather's as bad as this...
Yes, and we sometimes...
Wait, why is the atmosphere so awkward? So, what brings you...
No. After I got back to the theater, so I decided I'd come here and see if there's anything I can do. You too, I presume. I didn't feel comfortable expressing my true opinions in front of the Harbingers. Not least because ordinary Fatui... Without knowing the full picture, I can't make sense of it.
So many people feel the same way.
Yes. Well, that's...
Right, because things can get out of hand, and it's...
Sandrone said Odette was on track to inherit the title of the Fair Lady. Still, it's probably...
What's on your mind? I think we can both agree that no matter which side you're on, it can't stop you from doing the right... I know what Rosaline did while she was abroad. You made the right... So...
Oh, we were gonna buy some Kristall. I heard there's...
Funny. I had the same idea. In that case, let me pay. The real issue here is that government relief is behind schedule.
True. It's a huge expense after all.
Let me see. I'll take it all, please. And I'll be needing a receipt. Right. Choose mission budget under the expense category, but be sure to specify emergency rescue operation in the description. Otherwise, the normal reimbursement limit will apply. Let's book this train. Regulations say that if we need to transport Kresnik Kristall during Project Stuja, extra... That should do it. The train will be escorted to its...
This is my first time seeing you handle Fatui affairs, Miss Odette. It seems you're a skill...
You flatter me. It's only because I...
I bet you've been non-stop today, am I right? Any idea?
What's wrong?
His travel buddy hasn't been feeling well. She...
Sounds like she's important to you. I can't believe you've been dealing with...
I've got nothing going on right now, so I'll join you.
May I come too? I have some candy that someone gave me back in Svietlolaidovka. Plus, I know...
All right then. I still don't know what the deal is between these two, but at least the tension...
That's just funny. This is just so smooth. Just so smooth.
Hello. Sorry.
What happened?
Oh. Please, excuse me. It's really you. So, at the same time, we can't interfere with Podvoye Restaurant's business. Besides myself, a few of my colleagues are stationed in and around the restaurant, in plain clothes, of course.
I didn't expect such a high standard.
Well, Master Child handpicked us for this special assignment. Anyway, I won't...
Traveler! Alusha, you're...
Hi, I'm Odette. The Traveler and I crossed paths a few times.
Another friend from the Fatui, huh? You're practically a Paimon's definitely on the mend. We should be back to our It's just...
I have just the thing.
Whoa! What's this?
All keen observations. Whenever I've caught a cold in the past.
Awesome! Your name was Odette.
Looks like she's in pretty good spirits. That's a relief. Any progress with your investigation yet? No surprises there, I'm sure. They're not likely to let anything slip. The Rokad, huh? Members of the Rokad keep their... Leave it with me. Meet me at the Korolyevsky...
Would anyone like a drink?
Paimon will have... enough with the secret chat, you two. Let's catch up properly in a minute. It'll be kinda like...
You made it. I've got some tickets, and it'll have to wait until after the show, though. Happy to stay and watch? Pleasure.
Please present yourself for a routine inspection in accordance with...
Is that guy with...
Okay, all done.
What's up? Everything okay? Snezhnaya's business and political leaders are always passing through here. Still, it's a little unusual to see the Fatui's Armory Palace Guard here. You saw him, right? The guy right at the back. He's part of the Special Assignments Battalion, supposedly a researcher, though he never seems to put much time, but that's not for us to worry about.
Very fascinating indeed.
What do you think? Pretty impressive, huh? Oh, the one in Fontaine? I hear it's iconic. Here we are, just in time. Sorry, coming through.
If you're gonna show...
What's his problem?
Look, there she is. That's who I'm introducing you to later. She's the lead singer of the troupe. This leads directly to the green room. Hey there. Excuse me.
Can you believe it?
Oh, it's you two.
Huh? You know each other? Oh, wait. Is this...
I never...
Yes, you did. Why are you denying it? It was right before I went on that rant...
Might I ask what brings you two here?
Oh, I just brought him here to see the show. And when it finished, he was full of praise, so I thought I'd try my luck. See if...
You work here. You, of all people, ought to know that's against the...
Oh, what's the big deal? Come on, don't be shy. I can...
Do as you please. I finished all my shows for the day.
I wasn't making that stuff up, you know. She thinks very highly of you. And so do I.
We're good. Odette's out of earshot. I'll lock the door. Confidentiality, of course. The Rokat...
Whoa, Alosia! Not out loud!
Relax. I've taken care of it.
The President's reply sent this morning. Wait, so...
You told me last night that you wanted to get intel from the Rokat. But ever since you set foot in Snezhnaya, we've been working together. I've seen the way you work. Everything about you is perfectly in alignment with what we're trying to achieve in the Rokat. I wrote a letter to the President explaining your situation. Of course, it's still your decision whether you want to join or not.
Well, assuming Odette was telling the truth and she didn't misjudge you, I guess we don't need to worry about... Still, you gave me a real fright. I didn't know... So, that stuff you said about admiring my performance. Now you're talking.
Anyway, let me give you a quick rundown of how things work. Like I said, members typically don't meet because of this. Members are basically free to decide.
After all, we don't have any ostensible contact with each other. This way, if
Beyond the freedom to choose how you operate, it's also your in short, joining the Rokot in and of itself won't place any restrictions on your activity, and there's a code of conduct you can read if it interests.
I tried reading it 5 or 6 times.
Great. Then I'll go grab an.
Well, Alosha has this pet dog, you see. His name's Tagarin. Tagarin took quite a liking to me. Then, the Rokot was out on a mission one day, and even though we were—
Just a coincidence, really. We didn't report it to the higher-ups, though, to avoid like... my job at the theater. By the way, what were you complaining about just before we came in?
Everything did not go but he wouldn't take the bait, and then I mean, what did he expect? I had to juggle things around.
Yeah, meeting Chuganov in person. Oh, you probably don't know who we're talking about, do you? Chuganov was that older guy you were
To the citizenry, he's a family, but our interactions with him take the ticket situation, for instance. Not to mention that he's never paid for a single one of his tickets. And another thing, if he's such a big family—
Calm down, Vodyanitsa. If you won't do it the easy way, we'll have to But first things first. Here's your app.
Excellent. We'll hold on to this for you. All right. Now that we're officially Rokot comrades, I can tell you recently, we've done all we need now.
That way, the Kresnik Crystal can be allocated.
I was hoping he might let slip. I'm meeting another regular theater goer tonight. Mitya.
But Valeria's here too, and he's probably looking for me.
Don't you worry. He must know how— Mitya is a renowned energy. The authorities should take someone like— Also, we're not allowed on site, but he has clearance. So all we need— yeah, still, I hear that—
What do you think? Sound like something worth your time?
Okay, in that case, you guys— he's a huge fan.
Sure. Don't worry. We'll make a believable pair of buddies.
Perfect.
Okay.
Everything.
Those two entities don't mix. So then that would
there's still a long road ahead.
We come here often, so we shouldn't stand out. Now, it's up to Vodyanitsa.
Mr. Mitya! Over here! Over here!
Oh, sorry. I got a little held up on my way here. Now we have even less time than we planned. Go ahead and order some snacks and drinks. Whatever you like. Let me see. According to my schedule, we still have 25 minutes left.
You're really pressed for time today, huh? I was imagining this would be a leisurely chat. If you'd prefer, we can always reschedule for another afternoon when you have more time.
No need. Getting to meet the lead singer is a very precious opportunity for me. I'm not about to pass it up. I've already had to decline your invitation several times because our schedules rarely align. If I don't grab this chance while it's here, who knows when the next one will come around?
Well, it's very kind of you to make time just for me.
I'm not too sure, to be honest. But Snezhnaya's full of weird and wonderful things like that, so people tend not to bat an eye. I'm sure
The reason I invited you out for tea and a chat today was to get some feedback from a true fan of the theater.
Well, I genuinely have nothing bad to say. No matter how many times I hear you sing, it never gets old. It always seems... Maybe it's because the more times I listen, the more details I notice. Or
Thank you! I'm delighted to hear...
Oh, yeah. The piece you sang today, for example. Beneath the Frozen River? Hey, what's with you? I'm just praising a good... I always used to find that such a bleak and...
Wow, I'm impressed. I didn't expect you to pick up on that. Actually, I only Still, beneath the frozen river, what...
Oh, really? But it...
Almost every...
Oh. Well then.
I didn't sing that one today either. My voice wasn't quite up to it.
Oh.
Sorry, Mr. Mitya, but you were...
Of course I was. Remember?
So, what did Odette sing?
Elegy of the Snow-Winged Goose.
Correct. You find my singing boring, don't you? That's why you don't remember a single song.
No, that's not it. All right. I'll be straight. I enjoy watching your shows because the exquisite performances stimulate the mind. So, whenever I get stuck at work, I come to the theater for a change of... Odette's dance during the elegy of the snow-winged goose today was simply incredible. That look of sheer defiance in the face of utter tragedy. Not that I made a ton of progress in the grand scheme of things, but I still think it was productive. By the time I snapped out of it, the entire show had finished.
So what you're saying is, you didn't listen to my singing at all?
Unfortunately not. I'm sorry. I don't know which is more disrespectful.
Seems like things are getting a little
Mitya just stepped into a conversational minefield. If there's one thing Vodyanitsa doesn't like... this meeting was so hard to set up.
It's fine. I suppose this is... affirming. Don't let it bother you.
She's showing a lot of restraint.
Well, I'll be sure to let Odette know how...
Please don't say that. I always love...
I know. I can tell. I'm sure some people can't stand it when other...
Fair enough. I still feel kind...
But you know what I really...
Oh, yeah. 100%. There are too many of those people around. By the time they're walking out the door, they've... what?
I don't know if you've heard about the boss of the Iskra manufacturing plant. He isn't even box tickets only, premium drinks, even the right to request specific songs.
Well played, Vodyanitsa. Seems like she's harnessing her rage to...
Now that you mention it, I've interacted with that guy before.
Yeah, he couldn't care less about what's happening on stage. He's just there to flaunt his social status. I hate that I have to prepare programs for guys like that. What's the big deal with that factory he runs anyway? I asked around a bit and heard some pretty shocking stories. Sounds like he's just another greedy capitalist.
Oh, really?
Yep, the things people are saying are pretty damning. Low wages, insanely long working hours, equipment running around the clock. And as if that's not bad enough, he also strictly forbids his employees from giving any kind of interview. Project Stuja has now been extended so many times, we're at the point where crystal rations for the common folk are barely enough to survive on. Yet he even wants to get his greedy hands on them, just to boost his own profits. If the rumors are true, he's in serious violation of the law.
Interesting. So you've heard about it too?
What? So it's really true?
Who knows? I've only heard the same rumors you have. But there's no smoke without fire. The Rooster's been coming down on us hard lately, demanding that we track and trace every single batch of Crystal. My coworkers in the Department of Energy have been tearing their hair out over it.
The Rooster? I didn't realize he cared that much.
Yeah. Even though there are no restrictions on Crystal trading, the poor will wind up freezing to death if we let the rich buy as much as they want. That's clearly unfair. Looks like we'll need to arrange an investigation into the Iskra manufacturing plant as soon as possible. I never knew you kept up with current affairs beyond the theater, Miss Vodyanitsa. You really have a heart for the common person. Most Fae in your position have long been indifferent to the plight of humans.
Well, those of us who choose to live in human cities are naturally going to pay attention to any significant upheaval. Isn't the Rooster a Fae himself? I'm just surprised to learn that even someone with as much experience as him is getting so stressed out over Project Stuja. What is the end goal of this project anyway?
This is it. We're finally going there.
I'm sure Mitya can sense on some level that she's fishing for information. But since their conversation is so relaxed, he might just let something slip.
It's stressing me out too. If I'd only made better progress with my research, things wouldn't have dragged on this long.
Oh, so your work is related to Project Stuja?
That's right. The Armory Palace needs a brand new energy source. Not the power of the Light Realm, and not elemental energy. Right now, the only thing that meets the requirements is the power contained within stellar linchpins. But harnessing that power is costly. Each step of the process requires enormous amounts. Progress has been painful.
Could it be that this new energy source has side effects?
No, it doesn't affect us, because the energy is used for... Okay, I got it. Stop choking me. Sorry, I can't talk about that. I think we're all just exhausted. We've been working ourselves to the bone for so long.
Seems like I owe you an apology.
So they're trying to develop a completely... Yeah,
Censored by.
Oh, dear. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. It was.
Let's make up for it next time. We touched on some confidential issues today.
That could have gone worse.
Nice job.
Sorry, routine inspection. Okay.
So he wasn't rushing to get back to work.
One of the main duties of the special assignments.
All right. Time for us to get.
We'll settle our check too then.
Oh, hello there. Mr. Mitya paid the check before. He also asked me to pass on a message. He said it was an on.
Wait, so he knew we were here all along? Maybe his work isn't confident. Vodyanitsa and Alosha have left.
You're back! Here, Paimon was just gonna. Still, it's like there's some kind of mysterious. She only started feeling this way since we arrived in Snezhnaya.
That's right. The Armory Palace needs a brand.
Could that have something to...
What is it? You're making that face again. So, they're trying to develop a new. Well, Mitya denied that the energy. And even so, those are completely different symptoms from Paimon. It's pretty faint. Sure, Paimon's with you there. But how though? Oh, great point. They argue about. Good idea. This one seemed right up your.
Alosha replied. He says that we won't be able to speak at the Vetcha, but he can arrange for us to attend as visitors. Time to get ready. Then head to the Snezhnaya Vetcha.
case! Cryos! Ha! Fighting for ha!
Miss Vodyanitsa, prima donna of the Korolievsky troupe.
Sorry, I'm not taking Oh, good, you're here.
Please wait, Miss Vodyanitsa.
Penguin-esque person.
In summary, the energy management commitments made for the outgoing period have been delivered upon. Furthermore, both the production and consumption of Kresnik Crystal show the relevant agencies have assessed. It should also be noted that while the recent blizzards have led to a significant increase in people's energy expenses, this is strict. Her Majesty the Tsaritsa is giving her full attention to this matter. A financial report on disaster relief is also present in this report, courtesy...
They cover the same old ground every single time. There's a general lack of trust.
Yeah, if it weren't for these hard copy documents, I could have at least made something up. Oh, don't mind me.
If I remember correctly, you guys don't even have a sales permit.
Okay then. Best-selling street stuff.
Order! We will now open the floor to the...
Snezhnaya has a long tradition of treating members of the but recent surveys shows that Fatui families in remote areas have access to 15% less crystal than the average civilian family in Snezhnograd. It's been said many times before, but it bears repeating now. There needs to be a clear and consistent rationale behind how crystal is allocated, or we will soon face immense...
Perhaps you wouldn't need to keep repeating yourself if you would hear me out for once. I say again, true consistency exists only in principle. In the real world, fairness is relative. You appear to treat resource allocation as a simple function of production and population. So what about when the equipment used in production? And do you even know how long it's been since Snezhnaya left?
If I knew the answers to questions like that, I'm sure I'd be a very wealthy man. I'd like to bring the focus back to the specific issue I raised. Or do you wish to deny that favorable treatment for Fatui dependents is our long...
It's easy to be a critic when there's no accountability. That seems to be a running theme in the anti-Project Stuja code. Defeat the ringleader and all other problems. But in case you aren't aware, not one jot in my report would change whether
So you have no intention whatsoever of finding a solution to this problem?
On the contrary, I'm the only one here who ever
Child opened by speaking up for the armed forces. Regraders struck back with style and a war of words ensued. Our reporter was live on the scene to get the audience's reaction as it all unfolded. Who do you support? The people have...
Now you see why they don't have a sales permit.
However this reporter wants to spin things, I haven't forgotten that Tartaglia... So surely, their relationship can't always...
You two are getting off topic.
Mr. Pantalone, may I speak on your behalf?
Oh, please do. I'm more than...
Crystal distribution policy undergoes modifications with each new period. The ultimate goal being to find the most reasonable method of allocation. But I fear many may have been misled on this topic by extremist activists. To clarify, Project Stuja is not the root cause of the problem. It is merely the most recent reports all point to Snezhnaya's resilience and adaptability during this period of fine-tuning, and give clear indications that a distribution framework is improving with each iteration.
What?
To make drastic adjustments without first considering the risks would likely do more harm than good.
Renowned scholar of finance, Arapovs, with the notorious Lelex still active to this day,
Should the Rokot be held responsible?
She's just rephrasing what Mr. Pantalone said. The Rokot are the As for Lilac, you won't have heard of him yet. He's currently the most famous member of the Rokot. Ending Project Stuja has become so whether it's threats, coercion, or bribery.
And since we're already on the subject, what do you think of Lelek's methods? Are you for? Well, whatever the story is, his actions benefit us all. We stand with Lelek.
At least someone here wants to take this discussion seriously. I've been considering that. I think it would be easiest to let the Fatui handle it, since they're already in charge of Crystal shipments anyway. We may as well get them to collect some data. Whatever you need, you can ask the Fatui to look into it for you. In terms of supervision, I think the Druzhna would be a good fit. I had hoped to discuss this with Miss Vesna, but sadly...
I will be happy to take a note of your suggestions and present them to Commander The Commander has always taken a keen interest in Project Stuja. However, given the...
Let us refrain from jumping to conclusions.
My apologies.
There are numerous issues to address. Nevertheless,
In that case, I'd like to share one thought. In fact, the Energy Commission already collects regular statistics on each
That's a good idea. I read every issue of Sviet Lolaidovka's report, and although my focus is mostly on the section about equipment operation...
Be that as it may, does no one see an issue with using local data to determine Crystal?
Not if they are used purely for reference. So long as we have the report from the Northland Bank's headquarters to corroborate it.
Very well, then. It appears...
Yeah, sounds...
The members reached a provisional consensus on the issue of... Today, the prima donna of the...
Write anything like that again, and I'm revoking your permission to intervene.
Now then, if there are no...
Hey, check it out! What made him vote against?
The votes have been tallied. Those in favor of...
That was too close. The margin has shrunk yet again. Chuganov was a huge...
I'll bet Lelek is behind this. I wonder how Pulcinella will respond.
Chuganov. I see.
Yes. Go, Lelek.
In accordance with the result of this vote, Project Stuja, we debate only for the greater glory and solid... The session...
I have to say, I really wasn't expecting... Well, in principle, Snezhnaya's business and political elites ought to be the ones least likely to oppose it. As we heard, Project Stuja is basically just a resource distribution framework that requires everyone to cut back during the winter. But even if the policy got cancelled, I got a letter from Mr. Meaty in a situation like... But that's a week-long process, and thus didn't make it onto the... Exactly. And as you know, he's a I was originally gonna try and flip him after he received notice of the official sanctions. My plan was rather than just sit back and... But now, he's already voted against it. Which means someone must... Yeah. No one knows why Lelek is so...
Lelek must have strong motivations, given how... Maybe my next step...
Oh, right. What are your...
Hey, comrade. I noticed you were here.
I didn't take you for a... Greetings, Harbingers. I just happened to have some free time today, and my new friend here thought it might be fun.
Ah, Odette must have introduced you.
I'll leave you to catch up.
Sure. Thought it might be fun to check out the Vetcha, did you? Things are never that simple with you, Traveler. There's no way you're here for kicks and gigs.
Oh, yeah. To some, he's a captivating enigma. No one ever thought that some anonymous nobody from the Rokot could cause such a stir. Huh? You want to look into Lelek? Then I'm sure his day...
Fine by me, I guess. If the travel... In return, it seems fair...
My thoughts exactly. Head back to Glupov and grab the files on Lelek.
As you command,
In that case, since we're going to be waiting any...
One common thread among the many incidents Lelek has been involved in is that the victims... His modus operandi is to silently infiltrate the scene and leave a threatening letter behind. But neither the letters, so all these files have to offer, are short statements by...
If nothing else, it shows we're dealing with it...
Yes, and to that point, somehow, Lelik slips right into their rooms without. If he can get in and out undetected, it means he can strike without warning. It's hard to believe that a human being could pull this off flawlessly every time. So they switched the focus of the investigation to careful. Don't underestimate me. Although, truth be told, I'd probably find it hard not to blow my.
We haven't ruled out the possibility of Lelik being human. It's just, there can only be a.
No, not as strong as me. You'll never find the culprit with criteria like. There's no denying that Master is strong. But
He's just trying to find a reference point. Stop getting fixated on.
But that's the most important thing. In my opinion, anyway.
Odette. Yeah, that.
Except she's Fatui, so the likelihood of her working against us is.
No, wait a moment. Maybe we should interrogate.
What do you mean?
Her Fatui identity doesn't necessarily exonerate her. And when you think about it, the Rokot would be precise.
Plus, she wouldn't need to be such a pro at. Oh, yikes. I was just thinking out loud. What? Still, what reason could Odette possibly have for trying to call.
Arlecchino would be the best person. Rosaline used to open up to her in private, as I'm sure you can imagine. Arlecchino is quite a lot better. She gave her some tips on how to handle the situation, and Rosaline managed to reach a settlement with Odette before leaving. So I suppose there were at least. Beyond that, I don't know the details about that side of things. But I do know that Odette definitely has a The reason being, her father passed away. That was back before it had been named Project Stuzha.
The more you know. Rosaline was always so self-centered. I never understood why she started paying so much attention to Odette. Is that such a surprise? If you cast your mind back, you may remember that Rosaline and I weren't exactly close.
Odette's past is no secret. Her father was a Fatus, and her mother was a very famous ballerina. On the surface, it looks like she followed right in her parents. After her father passed away on a mission, her mother was overcome with grief. She broke her leg. Odette was only interested in ballet at the time. But this tragedy left the family with both bred per capitano's policy. Family members of Fatui who died in the line of duty had to be appropriately accommodated. So, regardless of how Rosaline may have felt about it, it fell to her to resolve the issue of Odette's family's livelihood. In the end, the solution they...
Right, because the alternative would have been a one-off compensation payment, I guess. Still, she must have had mixed feelings about it, right? If she doesn't even...
It's just a theory. That said, I have no idea where Odette's head is at. Plenty of people were on bad terms with Rosaline. I have no intention of trying... Yes, but there's...
Yeah, back to Lelik. Since our... Funnily enough, Tonya and I had actually made plans to go to the theater tomorrow to watch Odette's... Which means, you can go in my place. No point...
Spirit Seeker. But Odette's been practicing it
Tonya's excited for it too.
I've actually seen it several times before. The story's pretty straightforward. The lead character follows a trail of clues left behind by a spirit, gradually recovering her memories along the way. It's a tale of love and regret. So not exactly reinventing the wheel, at least by today's standards. But when that classic melody kicks in, and the lead character begins to dance, it always gets me. It really is beautiful. Not an easy dance to do justice to, though. I know it's always been Odette's dream to perform this piece, but I'm not sure she's really ready.
In that case, I think that even if she is Lelik, we should wait until her... I'll let you take it from here, comrade.
what it is, but I got hungry, so I had to get some food. Because yeah, as you can tell, I haven't streamed in a couple years, but hopefully you guys are enjoying yourselves. Yeah, so. Man, it's just completely wild that we're in Snezhnaya.
Sounds like you made a ton of progress today. It's good that everything's going so smoothly. Next step is to head back to the theater and get a clear answer from Odette. Either way, maybe this is going too far, but like, with everything she's managed to do so far, wouldn't it make more sense in theory to be even more... Why leave a letter when she could, well, we know there are so, if it is her, yeah, well, no change really. But that thing Paimon told... Hearing you talk about your day makes Paimon itch for...
Yeah, I wish you could be there too. I'm not used to adventuring alone.
Guess it's just one of those things.
If Odette is Lelik, she may well have... Her father was involved with the project's early implementation and tragically died in the process. Now, she's dedicated herself to bringing it to... It's hard to imagine she could have gotten this far without knowing anything when she spoke to us as a member of the Fatui. How much did she let on? And how... Only time will tell.
Hey look! It's snowing! Could be a tough day.
Okay. It's just so fascinating that we're even here. So that is going to be part one of the stream. Schedule part two momentarily within the next hour or two, and then I'll be right back.